All right, Andy Staples on 3, covering college football. Always great to talk to Andy. He's been on the road covering a lot of SEC games. So he's watched Georgia Ole Miss. He had LSU Florida. He's got Ole Miss Florida this week, and then Texas A&M. So covering college football for On 3 Sports. Always great to talk to you, Andy. Joins us now. First reaction to the rankings was what?
I'm glad they did this with Boise State. I am glad that they showed that a group of 5 team does not have to be the 12 seed, that it is the top 4 ranked conference champs will get the buys, because I think this is going to help people understand how this process works a little better, even if that doesn't ultimately wind up happening. Because I think now you're looking at it, and I'm curious because Boise State is kind of where they are. And if they win the games they're supposed to win, I think they're probably going to stay there. The question for me is, does somebody from the Big 12 come up and jump them? Like, could Colorado keep winning and jump them? Because I look at the games Colorado has left, I don't know if they'd be able to jump them. So it may be that they're here.
Well, the only thing about that is it is still a TV show. Like these games, getting a national champ, it's a TV show, and they would probably love to have Deion and his son, Travis Hunter, in there. And I don't know, I mean, that's just the human element of this, that I don't know how much that factors in to something like this.
Well, the thing is, in this scenario, Colorado or whoever wins the Big 12, whether that's Colorado, BYU, Arizona State still has a chance, they're going to get in. The only way they wouldn't get in is, let's say Army beats Notre Dame this weekend and then continues to win and then beats Tulane in the American Championship. That's where they wouldn't get in or would have a chance to get left out. So they're going to get in. They're going to be in the TV show. And in fact, they might be in the TV show longer because they'd play a first-round game instead of having a bye.
All right, who got jobbed last night?
I don't know that anybody got jobbed. I think Georgia probably is going, hey, is that all we're going to move up for beating Tennessee? But they have 2 losses, so they're going to have to deal with that. And they're not – I think they're kind of trapped below Ole Miss because they lost by 18 to Ole Miss, and that game was never close. So they're pretty much stuck where they are. I still, just like last week, and again, the situation didn't change. I don't understand why SMU is 5 spots below Miami. They're the same thing. But the good news about that is it'll take care of itself, because if they keep winning, they'll play each other, and we'll figure it out.
If Indiana loses badly to Ohio State, ...
If Indiana loses very badly to Ohio State, I think you'll see Indiana sitting about where Tennessee's sitting right now, which would be kind of first team out territory. Or it's going to be right along the cut line. I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I don't think that's going to happen, though, Dan. I think Indiana's going to give them a game. I think the unfortunate news out of Columbus from Tuesday night that Seth McLaughlin, the Ohio State center, is out for the year, I think that probably changes the tone of this game quite a bit. I thought Indiana was going to play them close anyway. Now I'm looking at it as Indiana can play them close, but Indiana can win this thing. And if Indiana wins this game, then you're going to see some serious machinations in the poll next week, because Indiana's going to move up to 2 or to 3 or something like that. And then where do you put Ohio State if they have 2 losses?
How many losses do you think you can have and still get into the playoffs?
This year it's 2. I think there will be years where it's 3. This year it's 2. Now, with the automatic bids, you could theoretically have like a 4-loss conference champ that gets in, depending on the league. But if you look at it right now, I don't know that you're going to have more than a 2-loss team even playing for a conference championship. There's a chance that could happen in the Big 12, but right now it looks like you're probably going to have to be 10-2 or better.
You have some SEC teams, they're kind of their cupcake weekend. Can you see SEC teams avoiding Wofford and Mercer and some UT Chattanooga in future years?
Yeah, because I think eventually they're going to move to 9 conference games. They're waiting on ESPN to pay them some more to get to that 9 but they want to do 9 conference games. There's the leadership of the SEC and also most of the schools want to move to 9 conference games because they want to sell more tickets. They feel like that's a better way to sell tickets than bringing in Wofford. But they're not going to do it without ESPN paying up for it. But it is, again, something they want to do because right now, the way the schedule works, beyond 2025, if they keep doing what they're doing, Texas and Texas A&M won't be an annual game. And I'm sorry, you're not running your business properly if they're in your league and that's not an annual game.
Yeah, but I don't know if rivalries matter. I mean, they matter to us because we grew up with those rivalries. I don't know how much they matter anymore.
In the grand scheme of college football national championship, maybe not. But I'm telling you right now, watch how things go next week when Texas and Texas A&M get ready to play for the first time since 2011. It would be insane. You're in television, Dan. Like, you have a TV show. It's the greatest TV show. And the fact that you have this TV show that is guaranteed ratings, guaranteed monster number, you're going to say, we could just do it twice every 4 years. They're not going to do that. They're just not.
He's Andy Staples. He covers college football for On3. I know it's not a report, but it's still there. And it's Deion's best friend, Michael Irvin, who is spreading the Deion to the Cowboys rumors. Deion's saying all the right things, because he has to. Look, he's playing, you got games going on, you got recruits. He's not going to say, hey, I'm all in if the Cowboys call, plus Mike McCarthy is still employed there. Separate fact from fiction with what's going on with this.
So I just think this is the First Take fever dream, right? This is Stephen A. Smith just wish casting the greatest thing that could ever happen to him. Because think about the two topics that guarantee conflict, that guarantee eyeballs, the Cowboys and Deion Sanders. Like, it is the wet dream of anyone who hosts a sports debate show. And I think that's where this is coming from. I don't think that's going to happen. If you look at what Deion's doing, he's actually prepping for more of a career at Colorado. And I had my questions early on, like when Shador was gone, when Shiloh was gone, when Travis Hunter was gone, would he still want to be there? So they're in the process of flipping a top quarterback recruit from Georgia named Julian Lewis, who was committed to USC. He's probably going to commit to Colorado. They had Alabama's best offensive line recruit in town for an official visit last week. They're trying to flip him too. Like, they are certainly acting like Deion plans to be at Colorado and try to keep winning games in the Big 12.
Before I let you go, the teams on the outside right now, SMU, Tennessee, Arizona State, Army, which one is in the best shape to make a playoff spot?
Army, because if they win against Notre Dame and they win against Tulane, they're going to be in the playoff.
Tulane's pretty good. Tulane is sneaky good. So
very good. That John Sumrall, the coach at Tulane, is a name your viewers and listeners need to know because he's kind of the next one. There may not be a job open in the SEC this year. John Sumrall would have gotten the Kentucky job had Mark Stoops gone to Texas A&M last year. All the SEC schools who may or may not fire their coach next year are looking very hard at John Sumrall.
Thank you, Andy. Safe travels.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Andy Staples, On3 Sports.